Hello, dear students. Our lesson today is going to be about how to write a paragraph. As you can see on the first slide, we have a hamburger paragraph. So a paragraph is there is an analogy between a paragraph and the hamburger. So what are the similarities between a paragraph and a hamburger? So let's see how to write a really great paragraph. As you can see here, we have a photo of a hamburger. It consists of many layers. As you can see, we have the top bun and we have the bottom bun. We have the meat, we have the cheese, we have the tomato, we have the lettuce. So these are similar to elements in the paragraph. So the topic sentence or the top bun, the bun, it's the piece of bread on the top of the hamburger. It's called the top bun. So the topic sentence is like a top bun. As you can see in the red color, we have a topic sentence. The topic sentence, as you can see here, is the very first sentence of your paragraph. Here, it's this paragraph. It's this sentence in red color. There are many reasons that I love to teach. There are many reasons that I love to teach. So from this topic sentence, we can guess what is the paragraph going to be about. So always needs to be indented. Indented, it means we have to leave a space here. We have to leave 2 squares or 3 squares before starting the first sentence. So it should be indented. And tip number 3, it tells what your paragraph is going to be about. This is what I said a few minutes or a few seconds ago. So the topic sentence tells us what is the paragraph going to be about. So topic sentence, which is the top bun, should be the first sentence, and it should be indented. Indented, it means we should keep some space here before starting the first line. In the second layer, we have the first detail, which is the lettuce. After the topic sentence, we have the first detail. So it should not be the most important detail. Needs to follow directly after the topic sentence, and it needs to be full of good let's say details. So the first detail should not be the most important. It's the opposite, completely the opposite. It should be the least important sentence. We should keep the most important detail at the end of the paragraph. So the first detail, the first supporting sentence should be the least important sentence, which represent the lettuce. The second detail, tomato, or the second supporting sentence, still should not be the most important detail, and it needs to follow directly after the lettuce sentence. It needs to be full of good juicy details. So the first sentence, as you can see here, first of all, I love to teach because I love being at school. This is the first detail. It's not an important detail. Another reason I love teaching is that the days go by quickly. So this is another reason that I love teaching. It's more important than the first one, but it's not the most important sentence in the paragraph. After that, the third detail, which is the cheese, which represents the cheese, still not be the most important detail. Needs to start differently than other sentences. Needs to be full of good juicy details. So the third detail why I love to teach is that I love to teach. Or third reason that I love to teach is because I love seeing students understand something new. So this is the third detail. And the last detail, which is the meat, as you can see in our Moroccan culture, We keep meat at the end of the meal because it's the most important element in the meal. So that's why we keep it at the end. So we keep the last, or we keep the most important detail, the most important sentence at the end of the paragraph because it's the most important thing. So the reader uh, may forget about the first detail or the second detail, and what remains in his mind or her mind is the last detail. So to give a good impression or a better impression about your writing, keep the most important idea, the most important supporting detail at the end of your paragraph. So the most important detail here is, finally I love to teach because I love to be around kids. So this is the last detail, which is meat, represents meat. So finally the most important detail should start differently than most of the other sentences. It needs to be full of good meaty detail, which should be the most important detail. And at the end, the closing sentence or the concluding sentences, the concluding sentence represents the bottom band. So should look a lot like the topic sentence, needs to summarize the topic, needs to be an obvious end to the sentence. It should be it should be like the first sentence, but I mean in meaning, but it should not be. We should not use the same words. We should paraphrase the topic sentence. We should put it in different words and use it as a concluding sentence or as a closing sentence, which represents in a hamburger, it represents the bottom band. So the concluding sentence or the closing sentence here is, these are just a few reasons I love to teach. So this is how to write a good paragraph. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'd like you to subscribe in my channel, and I'd like you also to like the video and to hit the red bell so as that you can grab everything new in this channel. Thank you so much, and don't forget to subscribe if you like the video.